Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my new episode of Sammy's World. It's your boy Sammy back at ya. In today's episode, I'm going to be doing my first story time, which is my house burning down 2 times within 1 week, literally. If you don't know, now you know. Maybe you've seen on my Instagram stories or my TikTok. I don't even know where to begin. Like, this is crazy. I just feel like I have the worst bad luck, honestly. Back in high school, I was hit by a car on Friday the 13th. Fast forward 5 years, I was hit by a car literally 2 weeks before my house catches on fire. So yeah, let's get into it, right? It was mid-April, like April 12th or something. It was a Friday night. I was chilling at home, minding my business. I was chilling in my room, Netflixing and everything. There was 2 housemates downstairs playing video games and a housemate's girlfriend in his room downstairs. So a total of 4 of us in the house. 3 of the people who were in the house were downstairs. I'm gonna tell it just how it happened, you know? So I'm chilling in my room. I hear like the fire alarm going off. I was thinking I started burning down the house. Like, honestly, every time I hear the fire alarm or I smell smoke in the house, I think it's my fault because I'm just the worst cook. So I get up super embarrassed to check, you know, what's happening, if I can clear it up, like praying to God that it's not me, that I didn't set the kitchen on fire, because, you know, when you start thinking back, like, did you do this, did you do that? I was like, did I turn off the stove? Did I not leave, you know? I walk out my room, Lord and behold, there's a freaking full-on fire on our couch, literally like 3 feet from my room. Shit you not, it was from the bottom of the floor almost to the roof of the house. It reached the roof of the house by the time we evacuated. It even got to some parts of my room. I actually was pretty calm, I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty calm, I'm pretty proud of myself. I evaluated the situation, you know, because at the time I was a college student and we didn't have renter's insurance, so I knew whatever my stuff was damaged, I damn sure knew our landlord wasn't gonna cover it. So I was like packing my bags. I was like, let me get everything more than $500, you know, like my laptop, my luxury bags, my wallets. I was out like a light. I haven't even gotten to how the fire even started. But let you just know, I was the only one upstairs. So no matter what, everyone else has way more time to evacuate the house than I did. If I did not see that, Lord and behold, I would have been jumping out from the 2nd floor of my room like Tarzan hanging onto a tree. Because there would be no other way out. And I sure as hell know that I am too young and too good looking to die. No, but for real though, like, ain't nobody got time to be dying out here. My ass, I'm running down the stairs and I'm like yelling, right? Like I'm going into the kitchen, getting pots and pans, whatever I can to fill it with water. I'm like, fire, 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 and nobody is listening to me. And I even saw one of my housemates, they had the door open, like cracked open like this. Do you not understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Fire, fuego. Nobody's listening to me, no one's saying anything, right? I had to break through like my roommate's door. So then they like take off their headphones and everything and they start freaking out. So it's 3 of us, all the housemates who are in the house right now. We're running up and down the stairs. We're like firefighters. It was like a train, you know, passing the stuff to one person at a time. Then all of a sudden there's another guy who comes up and he was hiding in our downstairs bathroom. So he comes up, there's another guy helping us. Honestly, I didn't even notice he wasn't my housemate. I thought he was my housemate. He looked like him. He had like the same color blue shirt as him. And even my other housemates said the same thing. And I was like, yo, I'm not trying to throw any shade or any jokes, but I really thought he was you. I lived with those people for a year and I didn't even know half their names. I just did not talk to them. So, you know, we get done putting out a fire with like gallon water jugs and like pots and pans, and then I'm just like, This guy's not my friend. I don't know who this guy is. When I busted through your guys' door, there were only 2 of you guys. So I was just like, so is this your friend or something? Because I've never met him. He kind of looked like he was on drugs, like he looked dirty, you know, like clothes were ripping apart, sandals, basically walking like he was Naruto or something. We did not pay attention to any of these details while we were worried about taking down our fire. By the way, 3 college kids took out a fire. I was like, when my housemates came out to help me, other people were already outside of the house. And so when we were talking, literally the guy is right next to us, like damn near like shoulder to shoulder. We're all right next to each other. And we were like, well, he's not my friend. If that's not your friend, then why is he in the house? Low key, I kind of think he's homeless. And we're literally just standing there looking at him like. So this guy just like nonchalantly is like just says goodbye. Like, I set a fire in your house, helped you guys take it down, so I'm gonna leave now. And people were already on the lookout for this guy. So apparently this guy was going around the downtown San Jose area by the university specifically and lighting stuff up on fire. And he was just like lighting random stuff on fire. We also stayed a block away from the police, so the police were already like on the radar, you know, looking for somebody, trying to follow, trace his footsteps, like the locations he was going to. So literally it was like watching like Rush Hour 1, 2, 3 times 10, Hawaii 5-0, cop cars coming around, ambulances, fire trucks, the news stations, and I was looking mad messed up. I was like, I was not ready for a close-up. Can we really not go back inside to freshen up real quick if I'm gonna get a news thing? Because there were so many people outside already around there to help us, there were some people who were like, that's the guy who set our stuff on fire too. And so random people, the police, everybody and their mamas, they went charging for this guy. Huge crowds of people just going towards this one guy. Thankfully, they got the guy. How did he even get into our house, you may be asking? Because I live with some dumb people. No, but I mean that too, but because everybody was on the soccer team besides me, so they basically all shared the same friend group. I don't know why, but they always would leave the door unlocked for their friends. When they were in the house, when they weren't in the house, when they were at work, doing, like, sometimes they would walk in there and like their friends are just chilling, you know, chilling like villains, like they own the place or something. And they just never went to lock the house. And it's crazy because, you know, we live smack in the middle of downtown San Jose, not in the best part, you know, we're college students and whatnot, so we're already targets in that sense, you know. Also, our house has been broken into before. This was not the first time our house was broken into. When it was broken into the first time, it was during broad daylight. Again, people were in the house and the door was locked. So I don't know why they didn't learn their lesson the first time. I mean, karma bit them in the ass, you know. It taught them a lesson. A homeless guy walked in our house. That's not it all though. It's not all. Apparently, because at the time when we were taking out the fire and everything like that, it was me and my 2 other housemates. Now, I did mention at the beginning, one of my housemates' girlfriends were in the house. At the time, none of us knew that though. We didn't even know sis was in the house until fire marshals came. Fire marshals came and evacuated the house, where they had to search every single room, examine every piece of the house, and then she left the room. And you know what this girl said? And she said this to the police, and they looked at her like she was stupid, because she is. No one's stupid. They just do stupid things. When she's giving her story to the cops, she's all like, yeah, the homeless guy came into my room, to the room I was in. He wasn't violent or anything. I just closed the door and then he left. The police were just like, so what did you do to react? So you saw the homeless guy come into the room that you were in. You heard the fire alarm. You heard people screaming, fire, neighbors coming. You didn't once think to call your boyfriend, any of the people who were in the house, the police station that's a block away, maybe evacuate the house after you see an intruder and then you hear the fire alarm. I'm just like, girl, it's not adding up. And the police were just like, were you under the influence? Did you consume marijuana? Are you intoxicated by alcohol? I was like, no, for real, girl, because like you're making yourself look like a fool right now. You literally just said you saw a homeless person walk into our house. You let him walk into our house. You heard the fire alarm and you didn't do jack squat.
I don't got no time for these hoes.
No words. Absolutely no words. That pretty much sums up that story. Like, that's kind of just how it ended. Like, honestly, like, I don't know whatever really happened from that. Our landlord never called us. She never came to the house to check if we were okay. The fire department called her and the police called her and said like, everything's chill. They're like, can you calm down? And she was just like, well, it's really late. It's almost midnight. She didn't even call us the next day to ask if we were okay. Like, literally, lady didn't care not one thing about us. Fast forward to Monday. House catches on fire. This time, my housemate's coming to the rescue, saying that the house was on fire. But this time, it wasn't from the inside of the house. It was from the back of the house, like from the parking lot. But the thing is, our parking lot was a shared parking lot from 3 different houses, and there was a huge wooden fence around it. It was a big fire. I don't know how it started, what started it, who started it, whatsoever. All I know is that a car caught on fire in our parking lot. It tore down basically 2 houses, full half side of a house and the roof of another house next to ours. And for ours, it didn't do too much damage. It burnt a little bit on the outside. This is where it gets a little tricky, right? Our house this time didn't catch on fire like in flames. Gracias a Dios, you know. But we had drywall. So the fire department was all like, basically what it means is that there's little fire bubbles in the walls, and with the exposure of oxygen, like air, our house can set on fire at any time. Thankfully, gotta scratch my leg. Thankfully, I'm only from like an hour away, so I was able to call my family. Yo, I need to get out of here. They just said the house can catch on fire at any time. Well, you could sleep here, but it can catch on fire at any time. So you just have to pay attention. What am I supposed to do? Sleep and smell fire? That's not the fire I'm gonna be smelling, if you know what I mean. It was really unfortunate just because our landlord, man, fuck that bitch. Fuck that bitch. Most of the people who lived at my house were international students, and we're in the middle of a pandemic, so they can't just like fly back. They didn't have the type of funds to just pay for a hotel for like 2 months until summer, you know, until the lease is up. The landlord literally didn't do anything to fix the damages. Like, she literally came to the house and looked at the wall and she was like, are you guys okay? And we were like, yeah. And she was like, okay, I have to go pick up my kids. So you're trying to tell me I just almost died in this house within 4 days, 2 times, in 1 month, 1 year? And that's all you gotta say to me? That's all you wanna ask? Bright side of the situation, the fire covered up the damages I already did in my room. So landlord wasn't able to tell because one time like I put a hole in my wall. It was an accident. I didn't have a bottle opener and I was trying to open up this bottle of wine, and I guess I wasn't doing it right. Thankfully, I guess the fire like went over it and kind of disintegrated it a little bit. So I was looking for that to get taken out of my deposit, but your boy got lucky. But yeah, that was it. That was crazy. All right, guys, that's it for my first story time in my newest episode on Sammy's World. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure if you guys like the video to give a thumbs up, click the subscribe button and the turn on notifications so you can see when I post, and follow me on my social media platforms so you can stay updated on what's new. Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, Sammy the Swiper. I'll catch you guys next time.